We are talking about the myasthenia gravis and acetylcholine pathway and action of acetylcholine on the skeletal muscles. Myasthenia gravis. What is myasthenia gravis? Myasthenia gravis is a neuromuscular junctional disorder in which the weakness and fatiguability of skeletal muscle develop due to decrease the number of acetylcholine receptor at neuromuscular junction. Autoantibodies are formed in the attack on the acetylcholine receptor. This is the acetylcholine receptors. The acetylcholine binds to these receptors. In the myasthenia gravis, the autoantibodies are formed against the acetylcholine receptors, and they bind to the acetylcholine receptors, and they make unavailable site for the acetylcholine. They busy the acetylcholine. They busy the acetylcholine receptors, and the acetylcholine receptor decreases in the number. They may damage the acetylcholine receptors, and they may endocytose the acetylcholine receptors, and they may busy the acetylcholine receptor site, those sites that are specific for acetylcholines. Due to decrease the number of acetylcholine receptor, acetylcholines cannot bind to these receptors, and the muscle action cannot propagate, and the depolarization cannot propagate, and there is no muscle contraction. As a result of no muscle contraction, weakness and fatigue develop in the muscles. At the neuromuscular junction, the acetylcholine is synthesized in the motor nerve terminal and stored in the vesicle. At the neuromuscular junctions, the acetylcholine are synthesized and stored in the vesicle. This is acetylcholine. This acetylcholine are synthesized at the neuromuscular junction, and they are stored in the vesicle. This is the vesicle of acetylcholine. When the action potential are needed, this acetylcholine they binds to the acetylcholine's receptor, and they travels in the acetylcholine receptor. They bind to the acetylcholine receptors and travel down. They travels down. This acetylcholine travels down. About 150 to 200 vesicles of the acetylcholine are released. About 150 to 200 of the acetylcholine vesicle are released and bind to these receptors and travel down to the muscle fibers. When the acetylcholine binds to the acetylcholine receptors, the channels are open in the acetylcholine. The channels are opens. Channels becomes opens. The channels are opens. The channels are opens. And these channels allow the entry of sodium ions. These channels allow the entry of sodium ions. These channels allow the entry of the sodium ions. There is the entry of the sodium ions. Due to the entry of the sodium ions, the depolarization develop in the muscle fiber. The depolarization develop in the muscle fibers. Due to depolarization, this muscle contract. Muscle contract. Because of the contraction of the muscles, the action potential developed due to the depolarization of the sodium channel entry, and the muscle contraction starts. The acetylcholine receptors has 5 bindings, 5 subunits. The acetylcholine receptor, this is the acetylcholine receptors. This acetylcholine receptors has 5 subunits: 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 gamma, 1 delta, and epsilon. There is 2 alpha. This is alpha unit. 2 alpha. This is 2 alpha subunit of the acetylcholine receptor. This is 2 alpha. There is 2 alpha subunit of the acetylcholine receptors. 2 alpha, 1 alpha, and 1 alpha. The 2 alpha receptors for acetylcholine. The acetylcholines actually binds to the 2 alpha subunit of the acetylcholine receptors. This is the 2 alpha, 1 alpha, and 1 alpha. This is the 2 alpha subunit of the acetylcholine, and acetylcholines are released as a vesicle. 150 to 200 vesicles are released from the postsynaptic terminal, and they are bound to the 2 alpha subunit of the acetylcholine receptors. When they bind at the acetylcholine receptors, when binding at the acetylcholine receptors, and when the acetylcholine goes to the muscles, it opens the channels. It opens the sodium channels. It opens the sodium channels. Then the sodium channel become open. It allows the entry of the sodium channels and depolarization of the muscle occur and action potential develop and muscle contract. When there is no need of the muscle contraction, this process is stopped by an enzyme. This enzyme is called acetylcholine esterase. Acetylcholine esterase. This is stop the action of these acetylcholine inhibits the action of acetylcholine receptors. The acetylcholine esterase inhibit the binding of acetylcholine vehicle to the acetylcholine receptors. This acetylcholine esterase push these acetylcholine vesicles away from the binding site. It push away these acetylcholine away from the binding site and the process becomes terminated. In the normal, if the acetylcholines are released and bind to the acetylcholine receptors, if there is enough depolarization and enough entry of the sodium channels enters, this sodium channel propagates. This sodium channel propagates in the normal action potential. This sodium channel propagates and action potential develops and muscle contraction occur. And this process is terminated by an enzyme called acetylcholine esterase. It pushes the acetylcholine vesicles away from the receptors of the acetylcholine. This enzyme is called acetylcholine esterase. This acetylcholine esterase is present in the synaptic folds. This is present in the synaptic folds. In the myasthenia gravis, the autoantibodies are formed against the acetylcholine receptor. In the myasthenia gravis, what occur in the myasthenia gravis? What occur in the myasthenia gravis? Myasthenia gravis. In myasthenia gravis, there is autoantibodies are formed. Myasthenia gravis is autoimmune disease in which the autoantibodies are formed against the acetylcholine receptors and it damages the acetylcholine receptors. The autoantibodies are formed against the acetylcholine receptors and it binds the acetylcholine receptors and the acetylcholine receptors become busy. The acetylcholine receptors become busy. The acetylcholine receptors become busy due to binding of the autoantibody are formed against the acetylcholine receptors. This site are bounded by the autoantibodies. Autoantibodies are formed in myasthenia gravis against the receptor of the acetylcholine. Now the vesicles are released, 150 to 200 vesicles are released, but there is no space for the binding of these vesicles. There is no space because the space is already occupied by the autoantibodies, and the receptor has no space, no availability for binding site for these acetylcholine vesicles. As a result of this, acetylcholine cannot bind to the acetylcholine receptors and the sodium entry cannot take place to the muscle channels. As a result of this, no muscle contraction occur and muscle weakness occur and muscle fatigability occurs. And this autoantibodies binds to the acetylcholine receptors at the postsynaptic muscle membrane. It decreases the acetylcholine receptors availability for acetylcholine. At the neuromuscular transmission, acetylcholine normally produce enough action potential, but when these acetylcholine antibodies are bound, there is not enough action potential developed because this closes this channel of sodium channels and there is no entry of this sodium. This closes the sodium channels and depolarization cannot take place. There is no depolarization in the action potential does not develop. The action potential does not develop because of the unavailability of the site of acetylcholines and no muscle contraction occur. No depolarization occur because there is no sodium channel opens. No depolarization occur and no action potential occur. Because of no depolarization and no action potential, the weakness in the muscle occur. Weakness of the muscle occur because the muscle cannot contract because there is unavailable sodium gates. Sodium gates are closed and acetylcholine cannot bind to the acetylcholine receptor, mainly to alpha unit. In the myasthenia gravis, it decreases the efficacy of the acetylcholine receptor at neuromuscular junction and it reduces the acetylcholine receptors action, muscle weakness occur. This is antibodies are formed in the myasthenia gravis autoimmune disease, and acetylcholine receptors against the acetylcholine receptors autoantibodies are found, and the anti-acetylcholine receptor antibodies, these the number of acetylcholine receptor at the neuromuscular junction decreasing, and that image of the receptor for acetylcholine by the following methods. Number first method is they accelerated the turnover of the acetylcholine receptor by endocytosis. These antibodies can endocytose. These antibodies can endocytose this receptor by the endocytosis. This autoantibodies in the myasthenia gravis in endocytosis of these receptor occur. This damage the receptor site for acetylcholine. They also damage to the postsynaptic muscle membrane with antibody and complement system activation. There is maybe complement system activation, maybe complement system activation, and when complement system activated, it also damage the this site for the binding of acetylcholine. It damage this site. It also block the active site. It also this autoantibody can also block the active site for binding the acetylcholine. It blocks the active site for the acetylcholine. It can also block the active sites, and it can also endocytose these receptors. These receptors are endocytosed, and complement system can also damage these receptors. It can also act by the third mechanism because of binding of antibody into the active site of the acetylcholine receptors. The immune response to muscle specific kinase also occur. They reduce the acetylcholine receptors. There is muscle specific kinase. The immune response, the immune response may start and they damage the muscle specific kinase. When muscle specific kinase are decreased, this acetylcholine receptor is decreased and they are damaged. The anti-muscle antibodies, the antibody against the muscle specific kinase are present in 10% of the cases. They are present in 10% of the cases. Muscle specific kinase antibodies are positive. 40% of the acetylcholine receptors have negative patient. 40% of the patient of the myasthenia gravis have negative antibody against the acetylcholines, but 10% of the patient of the myasthenia gravis has autoantibody against the muscle specific kinase. It also reduce and damage the active sites for the receptor sites for the acetylcholines. The autoantibody to low density liporeceptor proteins also occur. Autoantibody against the low density receptor protein 4 can also occur 1 to 3% of the cases. The autoantibody against the low density liporeceptor protein can be found. These autoantibody are IgG and T cell mediated. These autoantibody are IgG and T cell mediated. They are T cell mediated and IgG antibodies are formed. The thymus, in 75% of the cases, the thymus are abnormal in the myasthenia gravis. In this myasthenia gravis, in 75% of cases, the thymus is abnormal. 75% of the cases, the thymus is abnormal in the myasthenia gravis patient. The causes of thymus abnormality is hyperplastic thymus, maybe myeloid cell, muscle-like cell in the thymus, and may antibody against the acetylcholine receptors are found in the thymus surface. On the thymus surface, so maybe the autoantibodies, these autoantibodies against the acetylcholine receptors may form on the thymus, but in 75% of the cases, the thymus are abnormal. Abnormality occur in the thymus.